first things first, it's time for Fantasy vs. Reality, sponsored by DraftKings. I said it with oomph.
I liked it. I was smiling.
Oh, I was like selling it. It's the game inside the game.
Well done, Jenna Wolf.
Thank you so much.
It's the best read I've ever heard.
They always go just a little too far. All right, Nick, you've got 4 offensive players, 2 defensive players in your lineup for the big game Sunday. Take us through your team.
All right, I'm going to start with, I would say, the most obvious one, the most expensive player you can get, but he's worth it, Tom Brady. Remember, he threw for 466 yards in last year's Super Bowl. Tom Brady is my first offensive player.
Look for him to have a high completion rate, Nick. He knows that front seven's coming after him, so look for him to get rid of the ball quick. A lot of completions in Super Bowl 52.
And in the last Super Bowl, you know who Tom Brady completed the most passes to? My next pick, James White. James White had 14 receptions last year. I don't expect him to have 14 this year, but I think at $8,100, he's good value. Plus, I hear he had a really good high school coach, if I'm not mistaken, so I like James White in this one.
And James White he had a great high school coach and other coaches around him, but James White is a big game player. And in this game, I don't think New England's going to be able to run the ball, so they will utilize their running backs. Him and Dion Lewis will be used in this game out of the backfield more as receivers than runners.
By the way, Chris Carter was his high school coach. All right, another skill position player, Jay Ajayi for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to have to run the football to have any shot in this game. I think Jay Ajayi is going to get 20 carries or so. I like Jay Ajayi this Sunday on DraftKings.
I like Jay Ajayi so much, Nick. He potentially can be the MVP of Super Bowl 52.
Wow.
That offensive line running off that left side. Check it out now. Potential MVP candidate.
That's a take now. All right, and then last offensive player, Gronk. Cleared concussion protocol. Doesn't need much commentary here. Very expensive at $12,400. Worth it. In big games, the Patriots feature their best player.
And this is a great matchup, Nick, because no one has covered the tight end, I think, worse than the Philadelphia Eagles, giving up a passing rate, and I think over 100. So, good pick right there.
All right, now to the defensive side of the ball. Friend of the show and all-around great guy who's playing for free this year, Chris Long, one of the fresh pass rushers for Philadelphia and a guy with Super Bowl experience. I expect him to have at least 1 sack in this football game, so I like Chris Long. And the other defensive player I like, Timmy Jernigan. They're going to be double-teaming Fletcher Cox, so I like Chris Long and Timmy Jernigan as my 2 defensive players, CC.
Tim Jernigan definitely has a potential to be one of those unsung heroes. You see big game, you talk about a lot of the people. That penetration in the middle is critical. But there's some kind of way, man, that I just see Chris Long, Howie's son, getting some type of strip sack at a critical moment in the game.
Wow, there you go. That's a very precise prediction. I like it, CC.
All right, very nice team, boys. For the first time ever, you can play for DraftKings for free this Sunday and be in the running for the $1 million in prizes. Use promo code FS1 when you download and sign up for free. That's right, you can still play fantasy football even if it's just 1 game, so use promo code FS1 to play for free with DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy football. All right, time now for drawing a blank. Let us break down the receivers. The Eagles led by Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith, while Danny Amendola, Brandon Cooks, and Rob Gronkowski highlight the Patriots receiving corps. CC, the leading receiver in the Super Bowl will be blank.
There's a number of guys to pick. It would be easy to pick Amendola, especially with Gronk being a little nick, Gronk being cleared protocol. It'd be easy to pick him. But Brandon Cook, the guy they traded for in New Orleans, their biggest deep threat, I look for them to try to go after Ronald Darby, the cornerback for Philadelphia. Brandon Cook has the most receiving yards in Super Bowl 52.
I'm going with one of those easy picks, CC. I'm going with Rob Gronkowski. He's the best player on the field. You mentioned Philadelphia has struggled, particularly against athletic tight ends. I watched Travis Kelce beat him up early in the year in a game the Philadelphia Eagles lost. I like Rob Gronkowski to have the most receiving yards in Super Bowl 52.
Okay, guys, moving on to the running backs. The Patriots will likely feature a 2-headed attack of Dion Lewis and James White, while Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount lead the way for the Eagles. Nick Wright, the leading rusher in the Super Bowl, will be...
I might have given it away a bit with the DraftKings promo. I like Jay Ajayi in this spot. I think New England has shown you in Super Bowls in the past, they are comfortable throwing the ball all the time. Now, they'll throw it to the running backs, but not a ton of rushing plays. Philadelphia has to run the football to have a shot in this game. I think Jay Ajayi is their best running back. I think Jay Ajayi is the best pick for most rushing yards in this football game.
Well, Nick, you're not the only one on the team that thinks that. Jenna and I, ever since the trade, we really thought adding him to the lineup was going to just increase that Philadelphia. And Jenna and I are Eagles fans, kind of at heart. We spent time in Philadelphia, unless when they're playing the Vikings.
Didn't they fire you, CC?
Huh?
Didn't Philadelphia fire you? Now you're a Philadelphia fan. This is unbelievable. I'm always a man on an island on this show. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jenna, I got us covered. Jay Ajayi, potential MVP.
Right there, me and you, CC.
There you go.
All right, I love it. Next up, the guys not everybody sees coming. We're talking X Factors. CC, the biggest X Factor in the Super Bowl will be blank.
Malcolm Jenkins, the safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. He plays in the box, in run support. He plays in coverage. He's all over the football field. His ability to be able to tackle in open space. New England likes this quick passing attack, so a lot of the pressure won't be on trying to cover him, but it will be getting the Patriots receivers on the ground. Malcolm Jenkins, X factor for the Eagles.
I believe the New England Patriots are going to double-team Fletcher Cox throughout this football game. That means his D-tackle cohort, Timmy Jernigan, who's a little sick right now, has a little bit of the stomach bug. Timmy Jernigan's the X factor in this game. They just signed him to a major extension after trading for him in the offseason. He's going to get single-teamed, I think, throughout this football game. He has to make plays up the middle for them to have a chance. I think Timmy Jernigan is the X factor in this football game.
All right, finally, Justin Timberlake makes his triumphant return to the Super Bowl halftime show. Why do I feel like something happened the last time he did that? I can't quite put my finger on it.
He put his finger on it.
He did. Timberlake's first song during the halftime show will be blank, Nick.
Sexy Back. Why am I picking Sexy Back? Well, I checked the old Vegas odds. Seems like some of the bookmakers believe that there's a good chance Sexy Back's going to be the song. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, I can't name too many other Justin Timberlake songs.
Give us a few bars.
So I'm going to, no. I'm bringing Sexy Back, I believe, is the chorus line. I don't really know exactly the melodic feel to it, but I say Sexy Back will be the first song for one Justin Timberlake. CC?
Nick, you're not going to like this. You've been to my place in Tribeca. Justin Timberlake happens to be one of my neighbors. Saw him at one of the local eateries. Asked my man. Well, when he looked at me, he said, "Legend, respect." I said, "What song you singing?" He said, "Man, can't stop that feeling." Okay, can't stop that feeling. Going to be the first song.
Hold on a second. Wait, Cece, if that's a true story, and you didn't tell me that prior to it being on national television, when I could have made thousands of dollars gambling on it, this is a true fracture in our friendship. So I am now going to illegally sports gamble.
You will bet on anything, and CC is surrounded by Justin Timberlake, Leonardo DiCaprio, and 55 other people.
Hashtag can't hide money.
I mean,
good job,
honestly.
Jeez. My neighbor, Justin Timberlake.
Coming up, Good Sunday, the Bill Belichick Swan song. That is next on
I'm going to get some people to hang out for you at the Red Rooster looking for you.
Stop it.
I got no neighbors.
I can't even go there anymore now.
No neighbors now.
Boop, boop, boop.